And welcome in, everybody, to the 2018 Fall Sports Kickoff Show. We are back here, and this is the moment you've all been waiting for. We now have the football team with head coach, Coach Rector. We have Felix Wilson, senior, and we also have senior Seamus O'Connell. Thank you guys for joining us tonight.
Thanks a bunch for having us.
So, Coach, I'm going to go ahead and start with you tonight.
Okay.
We wanted to just go ahead and ask you your expectations for the season and what you guys have been working on over the summer to prepare for the season.
Well, everything. I mean, the expectation always is really the same regardless of who we have on our roster, that we have amazing attitude, amazing effort, and that we compete in every single game to do everything we can to win as a team and play with courage, commitment, and character. Each year, wins and losses will obviously differ based on, maybe what our roster looks like, what the other team's roster looks like, our chemistry, and then how much we adhere to those, previously aforementioned qualities that are huge in high school football.
Sure. And so in going with that, what have you guys been working on the most this offseason, especially in summer camp? What have you guys been trying to hone in on the most?
Well, really just the idea of as much depth as we possibly can have. I mean, and for us this year, that looks like a lot of young people playing really key roles. I'm talking freshmen and sophomores, and that's kind of unheard of. Not unheard of, but it's a little bit more rare, especially in our league, to be able to have freshmen and sophomores out there on the field playing. But that's just what we feel like is best for our team. And so we've also tried to do as much as we can of specializing players when we can. Not having a person, Seamus would be like the anti-example of that. He does a lot of different things.
Sure.
So we try to get as many people as we can doing just one thing, like one side of the ball, one position, and maybe even to that point, one to say 5 skills that they need to be able to do in order to be successful, and then practice those over and over and over again. That's been a big part of our formula in camp. We've had some scrimmages where that's looked really good. We've had one scrimmage where that didn't look very good at all. So, we got to put it all together every Friday night, no doubt.
Sure. And then going into those Friday nights, what can you expect with your schedule coming up? Because you guys open up with Overton this Friday night. Mm-hmm. So what can you expect out of these opponents now that they're going through their own rebuilds and their own situations themselves?
Well, honestly, I guess the key to that question and answering that question the right way is that we don't really expect – we expect everybody's best, but
sure.
What they have and what we have or what they don't have or what we don't have, we don't really try to worry about. It's just – not one of those things we can control. So to answer your question more plainly, I think it's best to just worry about what we can control, worry about our guys, okay, and what we feel like is best to help us win, and not really worry about, anybody else.
Sure. And with that, you guys have gone through some position changes and things like that. Of course, Seamus is now not the quarterback. DC will be taking the reins over that, and Seamus will be going into wide receiver and cornerback. What do you expect out of DC coming into the season as the expected quarterback to be?
Sure. The same as everybody else. We expect him to do his job. We expect him to manage the offense very well, make good decisions, distribute the ball, where it's needed. Contrary to popular belief, we don't just call a play that is intended for this one receiver. It's calling plays is a whole lot more complex, and there's a lot more that goes into it than that, and designing plays is. So there's not a lot of things that we do out there where it's like, hey, quarterback, throw the ball here. Because, you say down set hut, and the play develops, and it just may not be there. So, quarterbacks, receivers even, offensive linemen, Felix can tell you this, you got to adjust as the play happens.
Sure.
So we're not robots out there, but we expect out of DC and anybody playing quarterback for that matter to be able to do their very level best to distribute the ball where it needs to be and take care of the football. That's important.
Sure. And now I'm going to go ahead and go to you two guys. So I wanted you guys to just give me and the Irish Nation just a little perspective on what you guys have been going through this summer and what you guys can expect for this upcoming season.
Well, Austin, to answer your question, it's been a really hard summer but really rewarding. For the past few years with Rector, it's been awesome as a team just building this program. There's not a lot of seniors that have been able to get through this, but we have, and I think it's made us stronger bond-wise, and I think we've put a really good influence on the younger guys to help them get through the hard times when they feel like they want to give up at camp. They don't, and just get through it, and it really pays off, and I'm really excited to see that show in the season this year.
And so, speaking of the other young guys, who do you guys think that, from what you've seen, who are your teammates that you think that might stand out the most?
I got my good tackle, Jadarius, with me on my side, freshman, real big guy. I'm really excited to play with him this season.
And for you, Seamus?
I expect DC to do some big things this year. He's got a lot of potential, and he can live up to it for sure.
Definitely so. And so going into the season, you guys play a lot of different teams, but